What's good, y'all? It's your boy Pivoting the Beast, and welcome to ETB Hoops. Today we're gonna make a pretty good video. Went ahead and got all my stats written down, but we're gonna be talking about players who have just kind of been mistreated by the league. You know, the league is kind of not giving them another opportunity. Now they're either currently on an NBA roster where they're jumping from NBA roster to NBA roster, or they're currently not on a team right now. So you can already see by the title, my thumbnail picture, the players I'm going to be talking about. But these three players right here, I feel like, in my opinion, have been mistreated by the league, and I'm going to go into detail and tell y'all why. So first off, we have Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, everyone knows his story, was drafted 50th pick in the draft. Went ahead and played for the Sacramento Kings, traded, went to the Suns, and then finally found a home in Boston. He was in Boston. I think he played like 3 seasons for Boston. Third season, like, just tore the league up. He finally, like, the system was in place. Boston was on the up and up. They had a pretty good roster, and they made it to the conference finals, you know. And throughout that, you know, Isaiah Thomas was just killing it throughout the year. He was in the MVP race. He had 50-point nights, 40-point nights, and he was just tearing it up. I mean, like, he was just amazing. Everyone wanted to see IT. Yeah, and that's where he really found his name and found his home in Boston. And, you know, they got to the playoffs. His sister passed away, RIP to her, and he still went out and, like, put on an amazing performance against the Wizards in the playoff. Like, we all loved it. We all loved the IT. And then come this off, you know, that off season was absolutely crazy. They went ahead and they traded him. Danny Ainge went ahead and decided to trade him off. It was him and a couple other players, but mainly it was him for Kyrie. And he went over to the Cavs. He was still nursing that knee injury that he had, that he was playing through in the playoffs. But he was playing through that injury within the playoffs. They went ahead and they traded him. And Kyrie went to Boston, and Isaiah Thomas was in Cleveland. And to break down what really happened in Isaiah Thomas' mind, he was, you know, he said he was hurt. You know, he said he got the call from Danny, and he just, you know, he absolutely couldn't believe it. You know, his children he said they had just enrolled into a new school. They had just started school in Boston. They're, you know, really, you know, it was their 3rd year in Boston, so they're really, you know, really feeling like they had a home there in Boston, and the franchise was just building and building and building. They were having really good pieces. They still had all those draft picks that they were able to take advantage of now, and now look at them. They have a pretty, you know, great team. With all that being said, though, I'm just gonna name off IT stats. The year with Boston, that great year that he had, he was averaging 28.9 points per game, 46.3 from the field, almost 50% from the field, 2.7 rebounds, almost 3 rebounds, 6 assists, almost 40% 3-point percentage, shot 38, 0.9 steals, a steal a game, on 33.8 minutes per game. So he had a high usage rate and was definitely putting up the numbers to match that. Like I said again, he was in the MVP race. Like, Isaiah Thomas, a 5'9" point guard, was in the MVP race, you know, with players like LeBron James and I forget who else was in there, but I mean, he just had an absolutely stellar season for the Boston Celtics. And they lost in the conference finals too. They lost to the Cavs, who went ahead and went to they lost to the Warriors in the finals. But fast forward now, Isaiah Thomas went to Cleveland. He sat out here still nursing his knee injury. Came back and just was, you know, never the same. He was a little slow. I feel like they brought him back a little bit. Brought him back a little earlier than he needed to, but he came back and it just wasn't, you know, the same IT that they thought they were getting from Boston. There was locker room issues, and next thing you know, LeBron James went ahead and traded all these dudes away. He traded away Isaiah Thomas. Dwayne Wade was gone. Derrick Rose was gone. Like, all these players went ahead and shipped off to different teams, and IT was again on the move. He went to the Los Angeles Lakers, and even there, you know, I found a home then. He still was trying to, you know, looking for a home, looking for a place where his family could feel adjusted. And, you know, he grew up a Laker fan, and, you know, he's with the Lakers, and they're thinking, okay, now he's in the storied franchise, and there is this battle between him and who's gonna start, IT or Lonzo Ball. And now he's like, man, I ain't coming off the bench, man. You know, still riding off of that terrific Boston season he had just last season. He's not even starting for the Los Angeles Lakers. He's behind a rookie. They just kept getting worse. I think the Lakers didn't re-sign him, so he went ahead and signed with the Denver Nuggets. And now we're all like, all right, IT, you're on a team that's, you know, up and coming. You could definitely, now he's being looked at as a vet, because he's around like 29 years old at the time, going on 30. And he's being looked at as a vet to mentor, you know, this younger team. and they're doing well, but they really don't need IT. But he's still there, and he's not even playing a lot of games for the Nuggets. He's still getting injured on and off, trying to get his body right. But just if you think about all that's happened within and then he went ahead and went to the this offseason, like I said in my free agency video, he went ahead and signed with the Washington Wizards. Yeah, he's gonna be probably the #1 point guard that they have. So hopefully, he can play like the same IT that we know and we loved before. But he's gonna be the #1 option there at point guard, because John Wall's gonna be out with his Achilles, and I don't think they have any other point guard depth there. Hopefully, he can play well with Bradley Beal. Great shooters, in my opinion. But if you just think about everything that IT's been through, he's definitely was done super dirty by Danny Ainge. It really caught all of us all off guard when he was traded. It was really sad to see him go, and he went to an organization that was really trash, in my opinion. The Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron James was running everything. There's definitely bad personnel. That's why Kyrie definitely went out and demanded a trade. It was just a lot of egos there stirring up. So, and it wasn't right, especially for him who was injured and trying to come back from off of an injury. And then he went ahead and was traded off to the Lakers. There was problems there with who's going to start, and it just wasn't the right fit for him and his family. And then went over to Denver, and they're loaded with guys on the roster. Like, minutes is probably the one issue that I see Denver having. It's just how they split minutes, because they have so much talent in that roster, even with Michael Porter coming back and Bobo coming back. But he was with Denver and that didn't work out. But I'm pretty sure he got his mind right there, and he was able to connect with MPJ, who had slept on as well, 16th pick in the draft. Was a former #1 overall high school player, and I know that I heard him being in Denver and not getting as much minutes as he deserved, and still being injured. And now he's with Washington. This is for a season. I think this was the 16-17 season. That was only 2 years ago. Like, literally 2 years ago, he was killing it in Boston, and now he's on his 4th NBA team, still trying to find a way to be back a starter again. Not even an MVP caliber player, just a consistent starter within the league. And that's just, I feel like the league, they did him dirty. The league accepted that trade. They sent Kyrie to Boston. Kyrie's not even playing for Boston at the moment, but going from a player who really loved his city, really played with his, that 4 on his back every single night. He gave it his all, wore that Boston green with pride, provided a lot for the Boston Celtics, and was honestly the key to how successful they were with as far as team chemistry and barely fighting for a starting spot on other NBA teams. The league has really done Isaiah Thomas dirty. So I'm pretty sure y'all already knew most of that, but I just have to go ahead and give my opinion on Isaiah Thomas' situation. I really like him as a player. I knew him at Washington before he even came into the league, but I just wanted to give my opinion on that. I'm actually gonna split this video up a little bit. I might split it up into 3 parts, do my take on 3 different players. That's gonna be it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for post notifications, and try to guess who the other 2 players are before I drop the video. Leave in the comments first to guess it. Who knows? Check me out on Instagram. You might be in for something. But peace. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.